Hi everybody, it's Cindy the Scrapologist. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I am super excited about a new item that I have in my shop. I just put it in about an hour ago. It's today is January 2nd, I think. Yeah. And I've been working on this for a super long time and I've been really excited about it. So I'm glad to finally roll out part A of this digital kit. Um, if you follow me on Facebook, you know that I posted something recently about public domain images that are going into the public domain as of 2019. And it's kind of an interesting story that has to do with Sonny Bono of all people, but there was a moratorium on public domain images for 20 years. And so a lot of really super beautiful, great stuff went into the public domain in 2019, including Robert Frost poems, some of Edith Wharton's stuff, which I love her, just a lot of stuff. So over the past month or so, I've been really digging into the public domain to see some of the things that haven't been available to us. This is not one of them. This is something that I came across while I was doing all that research on public domain information. This is called the Myra, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, or probably Mira Calligraphia Monumenta. And what this is a book that was done in the 1500s by a master calligrapher, George Boxay, and he was secretary to the Holy Roman Emperor at that point, and he was considered to be the greatest. They say he was preeminent among all of the scribes in the empire, and so he created this calligraphy monumenta to showcase his own work. And years later, the Roman emperor's grandson commissioned a really famous and great illuminator to embellish, we love that word, to embellish the calligraphy work. And it resulted in this book. And it is just absolutely beautiful. The interesting story behind this, which is what really inspired me, is that there was a huge debate at that point, and there might still be for all I know, about the value of the written word versus the value of art. And there was an argument as to what was more important. And so that's why the illuminator took this job, because he wanted to prove superiority of his art over Bosquet's words. And so it's just a really interesting side story that inspired me to make a journal that combines both the written word and art, which I think is what a book does anyway. That's why we love books so much, because we combine both of those things, and it makes a beautiful work of art. Now, this book, you can still buy a couple of copies of this, and they're rare books, and they're going for something like $400. And so I thought, well, you know what? I can make my own book and have this as something really pretty to sit on my shelf or to journal in. I'm probably going to make a few to sell in my shop, but most of us can't afford a $400 rare book, but we certainly can make one, can't we? So that's one of the reasons why I did the digital kit. It was something I really wanted for myself, and I figure, well, if I really want it, somebody else out there is going to want it too. So I put it into a kit. This is, I saw two covers, so I put them both in the kit for you. There was this one, which has the name Mira Calligraphia Monumenta, and then there was this one. So there actually might have been a number of different covers. So I included them both for you. Now my thinking is, let me cut this really quickly. Hold on, because I want to show you. And when I finish making this into a journal, I'll show you the whole finished project. So if you wanted to kind of copy what I've done, you're more than welcome to do that if you buy the kit. Now, while I'm cutting this, let me also say that, sure, you can absolutely go out in the public domain and do your research and find this book and find images from this book. However, when you buy a digital kit, what you're paying for is the manipulation. This took me hours and hours and hours to make this into the right size and the right format for you to be able to use it. So a lot of work does go into making these digital kits. I am not a digital artist, so I typically don't do collaging and Photoshop and come up with my own stuff. What interests me is having works of history that I can download and use. So you'll see a lot of that, more of that kind of stuff in my shop. Old labels. I have old books of Victorian dressing gowns, and you can take a look and see. So yeah, absolutely. If you want to do all of this yourself, go for it, I say. But it's a lot of work, and each of the images have to be downloaded one at a time, manipulated. Also, with these older books, the saturation has been affected, and many other things. So there's a lot of work involved. But anyway, what I'm going to do, I've already started a journal over here. And I covered an old book in some fabric, and I've started to paint it. I've got more work to do on it, but what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to put this on the cover, and then I'm going to adhere it with some non-glossy, some matte Mod Podge. I am thinking more than likely this was all gold leaf, so I'm going to be embellishing this in gold. And that's all I know so far, but I think that will look absolutely beautiful. This cover, again, it's on a single sheet like this, so you can make it any size you want. But this one, when you print it on 8 by 10 paper, it ends up being 8 by 5. So it's perfect size for a journal. Okay, so you get the two covers, your choice. Use whatever one you want, or use this one in a different project. And then what I did was I took some of the images and I put them together side by side to be the same size as what I just told you at 8 by 5. And so all you have to do, I did not do borderless printing on this one. I'm just going to cut the border off real quickly. Should have done this beforehand, but I was too excited. I got impatient. I had to come right into my studio and tell you that this is in there. And it's been a while since something has really inspired me. I think the last time something inspired me where I went right to my studio and knew exactly what I wanted to do was when I found those Gwen Frostic books in an antique store, and just came up and just started creating. But anyway, so you can cut these down, and I have 11 of these sheets in there. So these are just journal ready. You can fold them, and they're all ready to go. And look at how beautiful these images are. So every single page has some gorgeous calligraphy and then has botanic images on it. And here's the other side. Oh, love it. And this illuminator has really cool ideas. Here's a wasp and a spider with some berries and a flower. And it's just fun. It's just fun. So here are the other ones. I'll show them to you a little slowly, one at a time. Look at this calligraphy with all of the swirls, fleur-de-lis. Even this, how he embellishes the words. And we have a slug down here, and I forgot the sheet that names every one of these, but a butterfly on some pea pods, some pears, this lovely little grasshopper, some gourds, a persimmon, or a pomegranate. I don't know which one. They're already patinaed, so you don't have to print them on coffee-stained paper or tea-stained paper if you don't want. But look at how he did this calligraphy. It's in the shape of a goblet. And I hope my camera's going to focus. Those every individual, come on, dumb camera. There we go. Look how beautiful. Calligraphy is something that I've always wanted to learn how to do too. It's on my list. It's on my bucket list. I have so many things on my bucket list. There are little page numbers up here. I didn't do every single page. There were hundreds, and I had to just stop. Every single one of them had something different to offer and was beautiful, and I just wanted to put them all in the kit, but it would have just been too big. Etsy only lets me do so many files. Oh, so by the way, there's going to be an add-on to this kit. The other thing that the calligrapher did was he did what he called a study on the alphabet. So he went through and did every letter of the alphabet in a fancy calligraphy and then the illuminator went and illuminated around it. So you will be able to have the entire alphabet in calligraphy and with this same artist illuminated around every letter, and then you can cut them out and they will look beautiful on the front of a book. You know, if you wanted to put your the first letter of your last name on the front of the book or something like that. That's going to be a part 2 of this kit. But I had to stop with these images. Look at this frog. And I just printed these on with my inkjet printer and on a normal setting. I didn't even do the best setting. Love this one. Look how brilliant the cherries are. Again, more unbelievable calligraphy. This one has a little, he's called a dagger, I guess. A dagger centipede. And then this one has little bugs crawling up. So cool. And just so brilliant and beautiful. Okay, and then I did some tags. I did a set of 6 tags. So 3 of them have the calligraphy, and then these 3 have images that you can put together if you want. I like to do this sometimes because I'll do 3 pockets and then I'll put 3 tags inside, or I'll put the tags next to each other so that they look like they're a set. So that was my reasoning for doing this. Okay. And then I just made some journal cards that you can print off and use as tags or journal cards. Now, I didn't print out the whole kit. There are all of these images and then some. I gave to you individually as well, so only one will print on a sheet instead of 2. And I did that because I want you to be able to resize these any size you want, and you might not want 2 on a page. So so you're getting all the images individually as well. There's a ton of zip files in the shop for this kit. It's well over 50 images. So, I am going to start right now putting this whole thing together. I mean, it's going to be one of a kind. I can't afford the $400 rare book, but I can do this. So I hope that you love this as much as I do. I'll put the link below to the shop, And let me know if you have any questions, and let me know how you like this, okay? Don't forget to subscribe below so you don't miss anything new. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.